The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for attending the Alternatives to the ACA Enrollment. My name is Christy Saul. I will be doing the presentation today for all of you. We do have a lot to get through, so I'm not going to I'm going to try to get done in about 30 to 45 minutes. Everybody is muted. We do have a very large crowd on with us today. Really good attendance, so again, I appreciate your time because I know your time is money. And I'm going to get started. I just wanted to, because in looking at the sign-ups for the webinar, I see the majority are new names, or a lot of them are new names to me. So I'm going to spend just a little bit of time and let you know a little bit about URL. First of all, my name is Christy Saul. I am the Vice President of Marketing for URL's Health Plan Options Division. Now, I always say that's a big mouthful. What does it mean? Well, my associate Deb Wilkinson and I kind of split our department because we have so many products. And my real focus is all the weird little products, all the ancillary products like group accident, group indemnity, individual gap, disability, critical illness, accident plans, all those type of things. So I even handle kidnap and ransom insurance, so if anybody needs it, I'm the person to go to. I have agents call and they said, you know, we're looking for this. It's really, really weird. If we don't have it, you probably can't find it. So that's what I do. We also don't just do health insurance. If you're looking at my screen right now, we do have an annuity solution department, of course the health plan options, life market, senior care, and a lot of products. Just for example, I'm going to click if you do life insurance. We've got a great online service, online apps, product information, quoting tools, that type of thing. So we've got a really great website. In a minute, I will give you the login for that if you've never logged in. But and we have a calendar down here that shows you, upcoming events and all of that stuff. It's also kind of a back office for you. You can check your cases. You can check your commissions, your contracting, your trip points. For those of you who don't know, we do take our qualifying agents on a trip every year. Our next trip is in 2016, and it's to the Grand Cayman. And the nice thing about that is all of your points, it doesn't make a difference. So there's my daughter, last day of school, there she is. So we'll exit out of that. All of your production, be it annuities or senior care or life insurance, health insurance, they all have like a point value, and they all go into a bucket. So unlike certain carriers where you have to just write their product, we kind of take it from all sides. So again, I told you who I was. Here is my number and my extension. And I'm assuming you all have my email address as you got the invite. Again, who is URL? I'm not going to read all of this to you, but I think we really shine in our service levels to our agents, and we have a great family feel to URL as well. We have agents who have been with us for 26 years, and we do have a great service level, I think second to none. So again, if you haven't used us for anything, please contact us for, we'll run all the quotes for you. We case manage. We let you know where your case is in underwriting 3 times a week. If something's declined, we'll shop it to all the carriers for you. Our idea is to kind of be your support and your back office so you can go out and do what you do best and sell. I did mention the trips we take, and we do have discounted E&O as well. Again, there's our web address. Our user ID is Grand, password is Cayman, and that will get you into our site. I do want to point out, because I have been remiss in the past where we blast this out to every state, and some of the products are not approved in all states, and I feel bad. Sometimes I have agents in New York or New Jersey, especially for the health type plans, sit through the entire webinar, and then they ask me at the end, is it available? So I've learned from the start, these products I'm going over today, there's a couple states they're not available in. They are available in most states. There are some state variations, but they are not available in New Jersey and New York. And the reason we do blast this out to all of our agents is we do have some agents in Jersey and New York who sell in other states. So there's my testimonial there. And we do have products, though, in our other divisions in those states. So confusion. I don't think anybody is confused about all these new regulations. And again, with the ever-changing landscape surrounding the ACA, it's no wonder people are confused. I mean, I hear our case managers here getting calls every day, even from some of our agents, wondering if their clients can get signed up. So, you know, if we ourselves are confused in the industry, just imagine what your clients are. I mean, they've got to be extremely confused. So again, without a qualifying event, your clients cannot enroll in the ACA plans until open enrollment, which is November 15th. And where do you direct them for coverage? Now, I'm not saying the 3 different types of plans that I'm going to go over today are a substitute for, you know, a full-blown major medical or an ACA qualified plan, but they are some sort of coverage. So something's better than nothing. So I'm, again, putting that out there. We're going to go over 3 different plans today, 3 different options. The first option we have is a short-term medical plan. And I'm going to bring up an example of all the 3 different types of plans I'm going over, just one carrier, like their brochure and their benefits. I'm not going to go into 25 carriers we might have. So I'm just going to give you the options. The first option is short-term medical. We use Companion Life, Assurant, IHC, and HCC. IHC has been more competitive, I would say, with rates. Again, it depends on your state. I can tell you that the HCC plan also allows you to add on a critical illness rider to the plan, which is pretty nice, and it's priced well. And even when, you know, if you have a 6 months, you buy the policy for 6 months, when the medical portion goes away, you have the ability to keep that critical illness too. So I'm not going to get too in-depth with that. Limited benefit indemnity plans. Our choices are first choice, which is through Manhattan Life, GetMed 360, which is Patriot Health, Standard Life and Accident, and IHC. So again, and I think we might have more than this. I didn't list them all. But again, we use some of them because I'll tell you that first choice is probably selling the best, then IHC. But again, it all depends on your state. One might be approved in California, one might not be. So we like to have a lot of choices. Gap and accident plans. We use Great American GTL for Tegra Financial. We've got the GetMed alternative plans. And these, again, aren't full-blown major medical. These are good as a supplement. I do see some people writing these just kind of standalone, which I wouldn't recommend you do. But I think they're really good, and I think they're going to be huge going forward because the only thing happening with deductibles is they're going up and up and up. And, you know, people can't afford, you know, $6,000 out of pocket. So I think you're going to, I'm seeing a huge interest and a lot more being written with GAP plans for people who already are enrolled in the ACA. And why GAP in critical illness plans? And I'll breeze through this. But those of you who know me, I think, you know, I'm very passionate about the accident and critical illness plans, especially critical illness. Because 50% of all home foreclosures and bankruptcies are due to disability, a critical illness, and the medical bills associated with these. And the one stat I didn't put in there, and I think it might be close to 72%, but don't quote me, but the majority of these people who are losing their homes and declaring bankruptcy have health insurance. So it's not, oh, they didn't have health insurance. You know, there's a cost equated with that as well. Again, no one's going to reach that higher deductible due to strep throat or a broken finger. It's going to be due to a major accident or something catastrophic like stroke, cancer, heart attack. So protect that deductible and protect your clients. And due diligence. Be certain to let your clients know these plans are not ACA compliant, and they will be subject to the penalty for not signing up for the ACA in 2014. Now that penalty, you know, is is 1% of the family income, or $95 for an individual. So, most people are thinking, well, I didn't have her insurance before, I can't afford it, I'll pay the $95. But just let them know that, this isn't really deemed ACA compliant. And the products at a glance. Let's get into these now. I'm going to bring up, again, I'm just going to put like a screenshot up of, kind of a plan design for these products. Now, short-term, I'm sure you're all aware, what a short-term medical is. It covers you for a short-term. And again, for life changes, newly hired, between jobs, IHC will let you go from 30 days, to basically a year of coverage. I'm not going to go line by line, but as long as you get kind of that we have, multiple carriers for short term, if you want to get somebody covered until November, you can do that. You'd want to call into Judy in my office. She handles all the short term, and she knows them a lot better than me, quite frankly. So she'll know which ones are competitive and run the quotes for you. But again, you can design your own plan. $50 copay, different choice of deductibles, and out-of-pocket. So again, it's kind of simple, but $2 million on this one is the maximum benefit. But again, we have several carriers, and they all work differently, different choices of deductibles. I think I'll get into the first choice plan. Again, this is guaranteed issue indemnity plan. It is what it is, basically. It's going to give you, and again, I'm not going to read line by line to you guys, but it breaks it out. This one has basically four different plans. Okay, so your complete is going to be the best plan you can get. Then you kind of go down in benefits, basic, supplemental. But like I said, it is what it is. So for a daily room benefit, on the complete, you get $500. On the basic, you get $100. Indemnity, it's paid on the first hospital confinement of each year. Again, $1,000, $500. The supplement I'm going to get to in a minute, because I think that's a plan, and I'll show you the prices as well. I do have all the brochures on all of our indemnity plans. They're all paper rates. So I'll show you the rates in a minute. But I think the supplement, again, I'm getting ahead of myself, would be a great supplement to an ACA plan for your clients. First hospital confinement, again, the complete and the standard are better. They pay out $10,000 on a schedule over 6 days. The basic, $5,000. ICU, and you can, again, read across there. They offer some private duty nurse. Depending on your state, there's either a dollar amount for surgery or there is a surgical schedule. Again, if you want more information on the surgical schedule, I can certainly email that to you. Anesthesia, again, it goes across how much they pay. There is some accident in there. Outpatient sickness. And these are the rates. So again, for a single on the complete plan, it's $184. The supplement plan is $44.15 for a single. And then you kind of get up into the higher premiums. But again, they're not earth-shattering prices. Again, it's not major med, but if your client does not have insurance right now, again, something is better than nothing if they get hospitalized. Now, the supplement, again, is $44, but if you're looking at first hospital confinement, they're going to pay you, $5,000 over 6 days, and there's some nice payouts here, which are going to help with that higher deductible. So again, it's something to think about, when you're talking to your client and they said, oh my gosh, if I reach my deductible, I don't have that much money in my checking account. It's going to help offset that. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice today, which isn't a good day to do it. Next, I'm going to go into, and I hope I'm not confusing you, I just want to kind of give you the offerings. This is the Great American Gap Plan. We do a lot of this, and I'm going to show you how to quote this in another one and kind of give you an idea on pricing, because these are not paper rates. But we do a lot of this. It starts, the base policy is an accident plan, and your client could purchase that and then call it a day. So if they just want to cover for an accident, there's a spouse rider available, there's children rider available, but they will coverages available from $1,000 up to $10,000. And I will tell you, for $10,000, it does not make a difference what age you are. If you're 50 years old, if you're 23 years old, $10,000 of this accident expense costs $16, and I think it's 10 cents. And they have not changed the rates in probably 15 years. So again, you can just purchase the accident and let it go at that, or there's riders you can add. You can add a hospital admission rider from $500 to $2,000. You can also offer hospital daily room, $200 to $1,000. Outpatient surgery is no longer available in this plan. They just have not updated their brochure. Critical illness, and what I see most sold is people buying, to cover their deductible, people buying, say, $5,000 or $10,000 of accidents. It's so cheap, and then throwing on a critical illness rider. So the critical illness rider, we do have standalone critical illness carriers that cover more. If you're interested in just a standalone critical illness, we've got plans that will go up to $500,000 and a potential 3-time payout. But again, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. For this, these are the covered conditions, and again, $10,000 to $50,000 per person. They also have heart attack and stroke, and that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice because if you have somebody who's had cancer, they won't be able to get the critical illness. So you could just get the heart attack and stroke, and cover them for that. And that, again, is $10,000 to $50,000. There's just a cancer rider for somebody who's had a heart attack, perhaps. And there's an AD&D rider you can add, and that goes up to $50,000 as well. So I'm going to show you a gap quote and kind of give you a feel on the pricing. Now, I will tell you this. This is their software, and if you're an agent, currently there's a little button you can apply online. There are paper apps as well, but I just saw a demo. They're coming out with a really nice link that you can put on your website, so your client can go out there. I mean, if you have links on your website, you could actually drive a client to your website and do the application themselves, and it's really nice. This is pretty easy too, though. Let's do 40-year-old husband and wife. Let's include the spouse. 40, we'll just say Pennsylvania. And again, you can see they are in a lot of states. So not limited, just not New York or New Jersey. Okay, so accident, again, very easy quoting. The new site and the links are just as easy. So we'll do 10,000, 10,000 accident expense, and 10,000 critical illness on each. Oh, and let's take the hospital admission out, but you can see how it's quoted out. And so for $10,000 of accident on both of them and $10,000 of critical illness, it's $53, which I think is a pretty nice supplement and pretty well priced. So that is the Great American Gap Plan. Now, I know I'm kind of going all over, but I kind of want to show you all the plans that are out there. And then, if you can't decipher which one you get contracted with, I'm not a big proponent of getting contracted with a ton of carriers, and then you find out that one works for you. Some of these features might, that might interest you more, or maybe, your clients would like more. Now, this is a Fortegra accident. And again, this is online and pretty easy to quote. Okay, we'll do a male. And we'll do Pennsylvania again. We'll do 40 and 40. We're going to add coverage for the spouse. Female. Okay, you could, again, add coverage for the children. Again, this works as an accident plan with optional riders. So we're going to do the proposed and the spouse. We're not going to give them a deductible. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe, okay. I don't think you need to put a deductible in there, but I'm not going to question the software right now. Let's throw on AD&D, 50,000. Critical illness, let's do insured and spouse for 15,000. And they do have a funeral expense bereavement counseling benefit rider. If you want, it's only $22.50, but again, it's something. There are some questions. This is a guaranteed issue plan, but there are some health questions for the critical illness rider. And for that, so we quoted 10,000 accident, 50,000 AD&D, and $15,000 of critical illness. And monthly for the two of them, it's $70.97. So that's for Tegra. What did I want to get into now? There's one other plan here I wanted to show you, and I'm going to probably be done in less than half an hour because I'm talking very quickly. This is GetMed, and these again are ancillary plans. These plans are guaranteed issue, so there is no underwriting at all. And I'll show you what they cover. This is, again, an accident expense, but this is bundled, so you can't just buy the accident. When you buy it, you get everything. So $5,000 of accident and $15,000 of AD&D. There's an accident disability income rider. Now, you know, it's only $125 a week, but again, it's something. And that's accidental disability, so it would not be sickness. There's some air ambulance, $4,000. Now, there's also critical illness, and this, I think, for a guaranteed, because I work a lot with critical illness carriers, standalone, that are underwritten, and for a guaranteed issue plan, this is really not bad. You know, the initial benefit amount is $10,000, and I've never seen a guaranteed issue. We do have certain carriers that have a 3-tiered payout, and what I mean by that is, okay, I buy this plan, $10,000. If I get invasive cancer, I'm diagnosed with breast cancer next week, I'm getting a tax-free check for $10,000. Now, 2 years down the line, I have a heart attack. I'm getting another $10,000. Or I'm really unlucky, and when I'm 50, I go into a coma. So again, a potential 3-time payout. So that's a nice feature. Now that's it on the GetMed guaranteed issue plan. So I know we went over that really quick. I did just want to make sure that you're all aware of, again, what you can sell to your client. Make sure that they understand it's not ACA compliant. But again, you can do a short-term medical, and you can, put a gap on. You can kind of interchange them. You can sell, and then you can sell a short-term product, and an indemnity plan. You can sell all of them separately or all of them bundled together. But I think, as agents where, I know all your commissions have been cut, and you're trying to, increase your bottom line in commissions, and it's not all about the money, but at the end of the day, your job is to protect your client, again, cover that high deductible, protect their home, protect their, their car payments. And I think life insurance is absolutely important, but I really think, those critical illness and disability plans are just as important. So I'm going to, a lot of questions. First question I'm getting is funny about commissions. The commissions vary on all the plans. I would say, generally speaking, for like the indemnity type plans, the guaranteed issue indemnity plans, average commission, depending upon the carrier, average is about 23 to 25%. Some of them are level all years. I can tell you on the GAP plans, again, the commissions vary, but it varies on the rider. So you might get, say, 25% on, and I'm pulling this off the top of my head and trying to remember, there's so many carriers. So you might get 25% on the accident, but if you add on the hospital indemnity rider or critical illness, you might get 65% on that portion of the premium. So they all do vary in that area. Next question is, can I email the brochures of the plans that you were covering on this? I absolutely can, Brett. I will get that to you. And I'm going to make a note now. Next question is very good, and I'll be the first to say I don't have the answers to every question on proposed, and I don't like to give an answer unless I'm absolutely 100% accurate, and I don't know the answer to this. Where was it? When STM plans terminate, does this, oh, I keep getting more coming in. Does this provide an SEP for client to enroll in the marketplace? I do not know, Ted, but I will find out. If I had to guess, I would say no. But again, I'm not 100% sure, so I will find out for you. Next is, since they are not ACA compliant, wouldn't it be a better approach to let them know these plans will not waive the penalty as they are not a comprehensive medical plan? Rather than saying they are not ACA compliant, which could make it sound like it is, yes, that's a very good point, Brett. That is a nice way to approach that. Yes, I agree with what you're saying there. Next question. Is it true that beginning 1/1/15, a consumer must have an ACA plan in place, otherwise it cannot be sold? I am pretty sure that is true, and I'll tell you what, I'm getting differing stories on that, but that is exactly what I heard. And what the question is saying is, for example, that limited indemnity plan that I showed you, the guaranteed issue plan, what the regulations now they're trying to do, or if they haven't passed it already, is say that if you do not have minimal essential coverage, you cannot purchase that indemnity plan. Now, some of my carriers said they're going to, really follow that up strongly. And again, my indemnity plan carriers are kind of saying we're going to see where it goes as of November 15th and what the final word is, but right now it's business as usual. So I think they're really going to push that hard, and I think you're right on that. I think they're still going to have a place, again, to supplement it, maybe not, for example, that complete richer plan, that was, 180-something, people aren't going to have that kind of money, but I think what you're going to be seeing is maybe those gap plans or that lower end supplemental plan, sold with, say, the bronze plans on the ACA. Commission question, what are you seeing as the average case size for the accident and CI plans, annual premium? It all differs. It can be anywhere from, $400. I've seen them up to $2,000. It depends on how many people are on the plan and the richness of the benefits that they get. No, they're not super huge premiums, but you start selling a little bit and that stuff adds up. Oh, and somebody says Humana is allowing a consumer to apply for a metallic plan when their STM plan expires. Thank you, D. Thomas. I did not know the answer to that. So that is the answer to that. I'm asking if some of the indemnity plans are approved in California. Yes, they are. Again, depending upon the plan, we've got almost every state, all the states covered with our varying plans, except for the obvious kind of states, the New Jersey, New Yorks. Somebody's asking if there are general agency contracts available. Yes, there are general agency contracts available. I know some of you have downlines, so there's, in most of these plans, there's plenty of wiggle room. So, shoot me an email, give me a call, and we can discuss GA contracts as well. Connecticut, I'm pretty sure we've got something in Connecticut, but I'd have to check. I've got different, state approval guides for all the different carriers. But again, shoot me an email. Do these carriers have a web-based electronic application? Yes, most of them do, if not all of them. But they do, and I think most of them will allow paper apps. Of course, carriers are trying to get away from that, but if you really have a client that likes paper, we can work around that. But the majority of them, I can tell you, the indemnity plans are web-based. Both of the accident plans are web-based as well. I think all the short-term carriers are web-based, and that alternative plans I showed you with the three-tiered payout is web-based too. So I think the answer to your question is all of them are. Are there marketing materials available? Yes, there are. So you just let me know. And if you guys want to shoot me an email, or I could probably get a list, and I just don't want to email everybody all at once, and there were some people who didn't make it. But if you shoot me an email and just say, hey, Christy, send me the brochures, I can send you all the brochures of the plans I went over today. They're also available on our website. And let me put the login. I think that's all the questions I have so far. But let me go ahead and put up our web address, because you can go through, and actually I will, for those of you maybe who got on late, that is our web address. It's urlinsgroup.com, and user ID is Grand, password is Cayman, because that's where we're going in 2016. And let me show you where you can, let me tell you where you could go. That didn't come out right. I'm sorry. I'm tired today. Health plan options. You want to go under product information, and you're going to find everything that I went over on here, but I can send you the PDFs as well. There's a Fortegra accident. Where else am I going? Again, there's Fortegra individual again, and there's a short-term carriers. There's a first choice. There's another guaranteed issue indemnity plan, the GetMed 360. This is where you would find the Great American Gap I went over, another short term. So everything is listed here as well, in addition to our other carriers, our group carriers, as well as our other departments. If you are new to URL, and for example, like I said, you write life insurance, you would click on here, and that's my little brother Steve. He hates when I say that, but he heads up our life department, Matt and Rosemary and Rachel. And again, if your last name is M through Z and you need a quote, you contact Rachel. And then wherever your last name falls in the alphabet, they would be your case manager. So they would be your go-to person, for all of your quotes, for all of your questions, pre-screens, that type of thing. And each of our departments is kind of blocked out like that too. So I think that is all the questions I have. If you think of anything, again, you have my email, my telephone number. Feel free to reach out to me. You can also contact Jessica in my office, and her extension is 123. She's a wealth of knowledge as well on these products. And I am going, the recording will probably, if you get really bored in the middle of the night and you want to watch this recording again, since you're on the webinar, it'll automatically be emailed to you within 24 to 48 hours. And again, I thank you guys so much. I know I went fast and I went through a lot of information, but I hope you all have a great day and take care.